Let's talk next about Walt Disney. Look, we've just picked a bunch of education and entertainment type stocks at random here. People like Disney though. It's got a bunch of different businesses under the hood. The first and most important is television networks. So that's ABC and ESPN. That's like the super sport of America. Jeez. The theme parks, of course, I think there are about 7 or 8. They're opening a new one in Shanghai. Consumer products, that's like, you know, a little Frozen tutu for your daughter and some kind of a Hasbro toy. And then a bunch of other things like movies, they own Marvel and so on and so forth. Market capitalization, $162.8 billion. So that's about half of Facebook. Price earnings ratio of 18.7, that's nice and low. And a dividend yield of 1.43, which is not too bad for an American company.
Yeah. It's not bad at all.
I didn't even mention the cruise operations.
The cruise operations, but you can get a life-size Mickey if you want.
That'll be in the consumer
products. Yeah.
So that's what your favorite spending category is.
No, don't get me started. I've got a 6-month-old child at home. So, but here's the point. The point is that the diversification of their businesses is very solid. So you got into tourism, they are there. You go into the entertainment, they're there. And then obviously, who doesn't want to go to Disneyland? I mean, who doesn't want? Which child doesn't want to go to Disneyland?
I read a fantastic stat that this new Disneyland, there's one in Hong Kong already. Yeah. I've been to Hong Kong, but I didn't go there. Yeah. In Shanghai, there are 300 million people that live within a 3.5-hour radius of that new Disneyland.
Gee, it's planning.
And they're all going to visit that place, man.
Evidently, and they'll make sure that they're seen as well. But this is another business that has been there for a very long time. I think 80, 90 years. The heart and soul of it has always been within the entertainment. ESPN. I don't know. Have you watched ESPN? I mean, you watch that. There's so many adverts on that. Yeah. You know, if you watch American
football. When you go to the US, obviously there are multiple ESPN channels. Yeah. And it's very competitive. They have to buy the rights to live sport. And it's not like here where one channel, SuperSport, has everything. There you've got a little bit of competition. But every single bouquet that someone buys, either cable or dish, is going to have ESPN in there because it has to have the live sport.
It has to. Yeah. You have to have live sport. And so what has happened now is that they've not just captured that particular range of entertainment, but they've diversified from the young one to the old, or the guys that like to watch Arsenal on television.
Oh, of course. You see, you need to be watching that. But as far as the movies are concerned, that's also been a successful point because they've taken these superhero franchises with Marvel and they've just rolled out one blockbuster after the other.
Unbelievable. It's all about fantasy and delight, you know.
It's amazing. I would have thought that would be where the entertainment would go.
But that's where we are now. And superheroes as well.
Yeah, that stuff is huge. Okay, let's have a look there. So I think here we've got a very successful role under Bob Iger, the current CEO. He's been staying there quite a long time. I think some of that earnings volatility at the end there was partly the overall market. Yep. And I think it might have been a modest anxiety attack about ESPN being included in a couple of bouquets and a little bit of a downturn in ESPN's current fortunes. Yep. Do you see those rebounding? I don't see...
and we've seen the decline globally in tourism. That must be taken into consideration as well, because obviously Disneyland.
I mean,
the economy is under tremendous amount of pressure. The entire economy in the world is under tremendous. So it's harder for people to actually spend money.
But do you think this is a buying opportunity? Do you like the fact that it's
it is a buying
market
opportunity.
Average ESPN? I mean, the market average PE ratio and all of that.
I think this is where you want to enter. This is where you want to start. You know, and you've got history. I don't know about you, Paul. I want to see a bit of history. I like experience. In my type of investor is somebody that wants to try it and test it. So someone like you, for example, who has the experience behind the knowledge and you're able to apply it. And when times come in where it is actually that's very volatile, you're able to make decisions. And Walt Disney is that type of business. It's been there. We've seen the results. I know they had a little bit of a glitch with some of the movies when they started in the beginning because they didn't sell as much as they did. But they've been doing very well.
Studios are strong.
Yeah. Studios are very strong. And who thought that you can turn a cartoon character into a world-class big Mickey Mouse? Everybody wants to hug Mickey Mouse.
Well done, Mickey Mouse. Solid performance. Excellent. So we're both hot on this one.
We're hot on this one.